following videotape is one program in a series of driver safety training tapes produced by the Lancer Insurance Group for the exclusive benefit of our policyholders. Understanding the commercial transportation industry as we do, we know that it is impossible to define every prevention step, hazard, legal issue, or safety technique that the professional driver is faced with every day. Therefore, the safety suggestions presented here and in each of our training tapes are given as guidelines only to better prepare drivers to handle the numerous problems that can arise during the performance of their duties. Even though highway driving is about the safest driving any of us will ever do, there are hazards that you will face every time you're behind the wheel. From the moment you buckle your seatbelt to the time you pull into your final destination, every action you take when you're on the road must be performed with safety in mind. As you drive, no matter what move you are making, always signal your movements. Activate your turn signal and let it flash at least 6 times before making any turn or lane change. As you come onto the entrance ramp, keep looking ahead. Beware of other vehicles that may have stopped in front of you before merging. Activate your turn signal to indicate your intention to merge with the flow of traffic. Use your mirrors to check to the side and rear and keep your attention on where you're going. Always try to keep moving, even in heavy traffic, and use the acceleration ramp to build up to highway speed. Use all of the ramp to blend into the line of traffic and then cancel your turn signal. Once on the highway, it is essential to establish both your position and speed. Traffic conditions often determine what you'll do first. In light to moderate traffic, be sure that your position is not hazardous. Then center your vehicle. You can do this by creating an angle from your eye to your right foot to the center of the lane ahead. This will line up your truck in the center of the lane, giving you needed space to the sides and around your vehicle. It is important to adjust your speed to the flow of traffic around you, but always know and obey the speed limit and stay in the proper lane. Staying in the right lane is usually a good rule to follow when driving on a highway, especially because of the large blind spot on your truck's right side. Every lane change can lead to trouble, so keep your movements to a minimum and try not to change lanes. However, in interchange areas, the right lane is called the conflict lane because that's where the conflicts of merging occur. In heavily trafficked areas, it might be better to drive in the center or left lanes if local law permits this. Look carefully to the side and in front of you before you make your move to avoid sudden lane changes. Signal your intentions early. Then, while watching the area around you, move left. When you're in the center lane, deactivate your turn signal and watch for traffic in front and on your right and left sides. Signal and return to the right lane as soon as it's safe to do so. Take extra time and care when moving right because you will be moving into your blind side. If heavy traffic doesn't permit you to move left, slow down to give merging vehicles as much room as possible to enter the traffic flow. As you drive, make every effort to protect your truck's blind spots. The U.S. Department of Transportation reports that 35% of truck-related car fatalities occur in the blind spots around trucks. 4 large areas on all sides of the truck where vehicles disappear from your view. Since you are the professional driver, it is your responsibility to do everything you can to be aware of what is happening around you and make every effort to know when vehicles are in these dangerous blind spots. Keep your eyes moving at all times. Use your mirrors and do your best to avoid changing lanes and making sudden movements. Once your truck is centered in your traveling lane and your speed is set, establish a safe following distance. An excellent technique to help you establish a safe following distance is called the 4-second rule. When the vehicle ahead of you reaches a certain point in the road, such as a sign or an overpass, begin counting 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Your truck should not reach that same fixed object before you have counted 4 seconds. 4 seconds of space between your truck and any vehicle ahead of you is the minimum safety margin. At 55 miles per hour, it will take nearly 300 feet to bring a loaded tractor-trailer to a complete stop. That's a football field in length. But a 4-second following distance at 55 miles per hour gives you over 320 feet to stop. For maximum safety, we recommend and encourage you to maintain a 6-second following distance, even under the best of driving conditions. When traveling at higher legal speeds, you will require additional stopping space and time. So increase your following distance accordingly, and always obey posted speed limits for commercial vehicles. Anything less than a 4-second following distance is tailgating. Tailgating is dangerous and should always be avoided because it leaves you no room to react safely if something unexpected happens. Traffic conditions don't always make it easy to maintain a proper following distance. In all cases, the best rule to follow is to set a pace just below the speed of those passing you. This way, you'll maintain a 4 or 6 second following distance most of the time. And if someone cuts in front of you, you'll gradually regain your safe following distance without having to brake. Always slow down and increase your following distance to 6, 8, or more seconds when driving in adverse weather and whenever road conditions are less than ideal. Stopping your truck on the side or shoulder of the road is dangerous and should never be done unless there is a true emergency. Even then, it should be for as brief a time as possible. If you must pull over, activate your turn signal, slow down, set your 4-way flashers, and gradually pull over as far as possible onto the shoulder of the road. When re-entering the highway, check mirrors to spot an opening in the flow of traffic. Turn off your 4-ways and activate your left turn signal. Move out gradually when the opportunity arises. Center your truck in the proper lane. Turn your signal off, set your speed, and establish your safe following distance. When passing a vehicle stopped on the shoulder of the highway, a cautious approach is best. Signal left, move left, pass, check your mirror, signal right, and return to the right lane. Any number of problems can arise in a construction zone. Narrow lanes make centering the truck difficult. Traffic is often blocked and slowed or stopped ahead. The workers are intent on their jobs, not the traffic, and drivers around you may be confused by new traffic patterns. In these cases, the best defense is to slow down, get some extra room ahead and at least to one side, allowing you some space to move in case anything goes wrong. The worst of all merges is from a standing stop out of a line of vehicles directly into oncoming traffic. Reduce your speed. If you are not blocked in, move to a clear lane away from the hazards. Watch the front wheels of slowed or stopped traffic. Make sure they are pointing straight ahead. If the wheels are turned, the car will try to merge. Any vehicle carrying an extra load, whether it be a passenger vehicle, a flatbed truck, or a dump truck without a securely tied down tarp to protect its load, presents 2 obvious dangers. 1. Cargo could shift, fall, or fly off the back of the vehicle. 2. Visibility ahead has been lost. Expect the worst. Change lanes or back off to avoid the hazard. Traffic generally travels in packs on the highway. Cars bunch up and travel along in relatively tight quarters. You need to work your way out of this congestion. The safe place is between the packs. Let the pack ahead stay in the distance and maintain your speed so the pack behind keeps its distance as well. This isn't always possible, but always look for the opportunity and take it where and when you can. Even a simple approach to a toll plaza requires some safeguards, especially with the automated electronic payment options. Often, a lot of dangerous confusion is caused as vehicles of all sizes try to figure out which lane they need to pass through. As you approach, begin to slow down and put on your signal before you change lanes. The right lanes are often wider than other lanes, and moving right may reduce the number of conflicting vehicles to your right blind side. Once you come to a stop at the approach to the toll booth, activate your four-way flashers as an added precaution. And easy does it when exiting the toll plaza. As you move out, cut off the four ways, activate your left signal, check for conflicting vehicles, and move back into the flow of traffic. Whenever you're behind the wheel, your job is to stay alert and aware of what is occurring on the highway around you. Alert and aware mean two things. You cannot be alert when you are fatigued, so be well rested before any trip. To be aware, you must keep yourself vigilant behind the wheel. Staring straight ahead can put you to sleep, so keep your eyes moving at all times. Check your gauges periodically. Your mirrors are your lifeline. Check and recheck them early and often, left and right, to protect your blind spots and to spot potential hazards early enough to react to them. When approaching an exit, move into the proper lane early. Activate your turn signal as you near the exit ramp and begin to slow. Always check your mirrors, particularly in the blind spots, and make sure you are clear to exit. Don't take exits too fast. In general, the posted exit speed is both a safe and comfortable speed. Decelerate and change your driving pattern. You've got to be ready to return to your city driving habits. Points to remember. Merging. When entering the traffic flow, remember, signal all movements well in advance. Confirm a clear path ahead. Maintain your speed. Use your mirrors to blend in. Positioning. Center the truck in your lane of travel. Position your right foot over the direct center of the lane. Safe speed. Set your speed within the speed limit and within the overall pace of traffic around you. Following distance. A 4 to 6 second following distance will help eliminate rear enders and merging problems. Remember, at a speed of 55 miles per hour, it takes the length of a football field to stop your truck. Interchange conflicts. Generally, stay to the right. Unless prohibited by law, use the center lane at highway interchange situations to avoid right lane conflicts. Emergency stops. Never stop on the highway or the shoulder if you can avoid it. If you can't move, set out your warning triangles immediately. Disable vehicles. Give stopped vehicles a little extra space. They may or may not be abandoned, and they may or may not move. Construction zones. Always allow yourself room to react safely in a construction zone. There are too many hazards in too little space. Stopped traffic. Watch for signs of vehicles entering your lane when you are moving and they are not. Shifting and falling cargo. Watch for loads on vehicles and in roadways that can cause unexpected hazards. Traffic packs. Travel between groups of vehicles and avoid being in the pack. Toll plazas. Select the proper lane, signal all of your movements, and be aware of conflicting traffic movements. Eye movement. Use your mirrors and keep your eyes moving to avoid becoming bored and then fatigued. Exiting the highway. Select your lane early, signal, slow, exit, and return to your city driving habits immediately. Keeping these safety guidelines in mind will better prepare you to handle any hazardous situation you may encounter. Safety is the job of everyone on the road. As a professional driver, you have the benefit of your training and experience to take charge on the road, drive for safety's sake, and arrive accident-free. Lancer Insurance Group has been producing our highly acclaimed driver safety training video series since 1987. To obtain copies of any of the tapes in our ongoing series, call us toll-free at 1-800-782-8902, extension 3307. You can also log on to our website at www.lancerinsurance.com or email our customer service department at truck@lancer-ins.com. At Lancer Insurance Group, the difference is our attitude.